basketball started. NCAA basketball's finally over.
Hey, wake up! This is Major Indoor Lacrosse on the Deuce. It's playoff time. Game number 2. The New York Saints come marching. Nah, they're stomping into the Spectrum to thrash the Philadelphia Wings.
Just like in Philadelphia, the reason we beat Philadelphia was we concentrated on defense and played well defensively first, and offense is going to come in this game.
That was the biggest team effort we put forward. Hopefully we can have another one like that.
What we got here is the best players that played lacrosse. I mean, the cream of the crop. And you got to be tough.
A lot of commitment, the speed and the skill, a lot of heart, first of all.
You got to be quick.
Being able to take a hit and continue to play the game.
You got to have great stick work.
On endurance.
You got to be able to take a pounding.
You have to be a good shooter.
There's a little bit of pride, a little bit of ego involved.
You love to go further in the sport. That's really what keeps you playing. We just need to have confidence in each other and make sure that everybody knows that each one of them can do the job that has to be done.
Going into an arena, whether you come in a home game in front of 16,000 plus at the Philadelphia Spectrum, when you got the Philadelphia Wings logo on your shirt and have the fans going crazy, I mean, that means a lot, and it pumps you up. It's a great high.
Rocky's girlfriend. Well, Rocky's the key to tonight's game, everybody. Hi, I'm Lee Felsmo. Along with Christy Lee, we are bringing you major indoor lacrosse league action on the Deuce. Moving on to the North American Cup Finals next week. Now, Rocky's important because we don't know who's going to control this game. It could be the underdogs like the Rocky types, like Finneran, Gabrielson, some of the guys like Marichek, who's a great rookie, the guys that do a lot of the grit work for the superstars like the Gates and Salacasio in New York. Well, New York comes in 2-6, and of course the Philadelphia Wings are 6-2. So it's a David and Goliath, Rocky scenario. What we don't know is who will control the game. Will it be the great superstars, or will it be the underdogs, the unsung heroes? I want to know who's going to control it. Hey, Christy Lee, who the heck's going to control the game?
Leaf, I'm in control. I've kicked out the producer. I'm running this show tonight. More primetime FaceTime for you and me. No, seriously, folks. The controlling factors of this game, the scoring machines of Paul and Gary Gait for the Philadelphia Wings. But they've got to get past second-team All-Pro goalie Salacasio from the New York Saints, one of the best goalies in the league. Can they do it? These two teams split 1-1 in regular season. One of them is going to go to the championship game against the Buffalo Bandits next week. Who will it be? We'll find out next, right here on the Deuce when we throw out the rock. Let's go to commercial, guys.
Take care.
Tonight's major indoor lacrosse game on the Deuce is brought to you by Coors Light. Stick with a sure winner. Silver Bullet Smooth Coors Light. And by STX, the official equipment supplier to the Philadelphia Wings. By Adidas, the official shoe supplier to the MILL. Adidas, the brand with 3 stripes.
Get it moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. And the Silver Bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
They're always working on something new.
That's why everyone who's serious about lacrosse plays with Sticks equipment.
My mother uses a stick.
With Sticks, you'll score more goals.
Probably 1,000, 100,000, million.
The people at Sticks know the sport.
The lacrosse players. Lacrosse players? I think my brother Paul works at Sticks. Every goal we scored was Sticks. Sure do. Can't say any more about it.
Our face-to-face tonight, 2 people to watch. Andy Krause, the face-off for Scott Gabrielson, Captain Courageous, 2 of the behind-the-scenes guys for these 2 teams. They can make the difference tonight. And, of course, the goalie, Salacasio for New York, Dallas Eliuk for Philadelphia. Quite simply the best in the league. Dallas #1 in the All-Pro rankings, and Salacasio on the 2nd team All-Pro for this year. We are set. The Saints against the Wings, the American Division playoff as we move toward the North American Cup final. We're on the Deuce.
coverage of our Major Indoor Lacrosse League. Lee Felsmo along with Christy Lee. New York in the white with the blue shoulders. The black and gray uniforms will be of Philadelphia. There are your colors. Right now, Philadelphia has the ball after New York got the initial face-off. We are moments into the first quarter. And the Spectrum, a great crowd here as they move toward the possibility of Philadelphia regaining the North American Cup. This is Paul Gait, the best offensive shooter. I'm sorry, that was Robbie Scheck. They look so much alike. 18 is Rob Scheck, 19 is Paul Gait. That is a shot. He's got rope. Number 3 coming in, shooting quickly is Paul Denikin. Now they're challenging the call. They're saying yes. Lacasio says no goal. Let's take a look. Denikin comes in from the right wing. Nobody picks him up. No slide. Wasn't a goal. It was off the backboards. Nothing. Whoa, that wasn't even close. Came off the backboards. Holy smokes. Came off the backboards, laid inside the net on the top side. And I wish they had an instant replay down there because that is critical. Now they're saying they're waving it off, and they should wave it off. Wake up, my friend. Back there, that wasn't too tough to call. And actually absolutely hit the boards. You would think you could hear it. Doc Doherty on the sideline saying, come on, give me a little bit of a break to start things off. Roy Condon making the call, and now they gave it to him. 1-0. It's up on the scoreboard. So a break for Philadelphia to start things off as if they need it. They've got the leading offense in the league. They have the best defense in the league. Chris Flynn, number 9, playing defense against Vinny Sombrato, number 16. This is New York with the ball. Sombrato, 4 times, has played for the United States in the Field Lacrosse World Championships. Matt Panetic tries to get it down to O'Keefe, and is picked up by Dallas Eliuk. Ooh, somebody got hammered right there in front of Dallas Eliuk. It was Chris Flynn. He appeals to Tom Young, the ref. No call was made. Here comes Philadelphia. They already have 1 goal. It was questionable. Did not look good on the replay. But right now the score stands 1-0. Kevin Finneran couldn't collect it. Sal Lacasio does. Now he'll outlet away from the benches, and they'll change, get some fresh legs on there. This is the rubber match from this season because they each won 1. Actually, it was the home-and-home series. Philadelphia won here. New York won in New York. And overall, the series is led by the Wings, 10-9. Shot against the great Dallas Eliuk. First-team All-Pro. Watch out, Matt Panetta. Big, strong shot from out front. Goes wide left. Kevin Finneran off to the races. He's got Gary Gait up front. He can find Gary, but Gary couldn't collect it. Kisslinger back. Now they've got a fast break. This is McCabe looking for the far pipe. Can't find it. A good break there. Push call. Now this hit, watch the hit from behind. There's Flynn getting nailed. This was not called. This was moments ago, a couple series ago. No call was made on that. Referees have a lot to watch. Sometimes they just don't get to see everything, and that may have been the case there. Ball in close. Govett's got it. Now checked out. Chris Flynn picks up the loose ball. Look at the defense by Miko Red Arrow, number 22 for New York. He not only gets the ball out of the offensive stick, he picks up the loose ball. Here comes Gordon Purdy. He's an Australian, plays for the Australian national team. Now lives in New York, Long Island area. Cummings rockets this one off of Dallas Eliuk. And still they maintain control. A 30-second shot clock, now down to 25. It's reset if you hit that 18 square feet. Here comes another attempt at it. Mark Millen all the way across. Oh, tough to Cummings, and a big save by Eliuk. Going from the goalie's left to his right, he had to go pipe to pipe, made a good transition. Here's Doc Doherty getting his guys to stay in it. A bad break in the first minute gave Philadelphia the first goal. It didn't really hit inside the net. Refs gave it to him anyway. The goal judge called it, and they have to respect that call. Paul Gait can't pull it in. Defense. Ball goes up and high over the glass, and it'll go back to New York. 11:27 left, first quarter action, 1-0 Philadelphia. Very close game, as you might expect for the American Division playoffs. This is Cummings up front. Great juke move on Flynn. He's open for a shot, but a great save. High position. Follow-up goal. No goal. In the crease. The round circle protects the goalie. And that time, the follow-up shot found a player in the crease. Now watch the circle around the goalie. The ball comes out, picked up there. Watch the foot on the line. Follow-up shot, they called no good because he stepped on the line. Toe was over. Violation of the crease that protects the goalie. Still 1-0 Philadelphia.
Very nice.
All right, now we're going to go up with New York. All right, Christy, how are the benches in this American Division playoff?
Well, Leaf, we're down here on the New York Saints bench with backup goalie Vinny Pfeiffer. Vinny, the last time your two teams met, you blew out the Wings 13-4. How did you shut out Paul and Gary Gait so effectively last time, and are you going to do it again tonight?
The Gait brothers are two of the best shooters in the league. So you've got to reduce their angles by driving them lower on the goal line extended. That was basically in our game plan last time. We're going to try the same tonight. Difference is we're here in the Spectrum.
All
Tough
right.
place to play.
Well, good luck to the Saints. As you can see, the Gates are going to have to go down low. If the defense works for the Saints, the Wings are going to have to get the goals on the lower corners, and we'll see if they're effective again in shutting out Paul and Gary.
Well, one thing I know they're going to want to do against the Gates, and we'll watch for that, is they're going to make them go low on defense. Wrap shot around the shoulder by Oliver Marty, and Eliuk again with a big save. So far, he's been perfect. And now he picks up the ball. Here goes the transition to Volker. The point I wanted to make, Christy, is that watch the Gates on defense. They're going to try to make them play the full field. Gary Gait with a full head of steam and a goal. He finds rope. Gary Gait literally ran over Donnie McNichol. Donnie McNichol, an All-American from Carolina. Watch McNichol set up, and he gets run over by the 6'2", 210 Gary Gait. He's tough. 2-1, 2-0. Philadelphia leads.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right out of history. Let's ride with the family down the street through the courtesy of Preston Field. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba too time. You'll have a gay old time.
Why go to the beach? Just to get beached.
Plunge in, tenacity. Plunge in, plunge totally.
Into the pure, clean taste.
Why just get a little bit wet? Plunge in, too nasty. Plunge in, totally. Plunge in.
We're in the first quarter, 7:21 left, 2-0. Philadelphia leading this one, American Cup playoffs, and this is a power play, 5 for Philadelphia against the 4 players for New York in the white and blue uniforms. Here they go again, trying to get into Denikin. He can't get a shot. McCabe dragging him into the boards. Push call. We'll give it back to Philadelphia. McCabe, man down defense. Gary Gait now taking the shot. Shot, no, goal, they save. Keep the clock moving. Big save by Sal Lacrosse. With under 7 minutes, the score remains 2-0 in the first period. Well, when you can stop the Philadelphia power play from scoring, you've done a great job. And led by Pat McCabe from Syracuse, who played with the Gates, that defense was stingy. Each team knows they have a fantastic goalie behind them, and that really helps the confidence level of the defense. Trying to get it in close. Sombrado cannot find the mark. Nice cut in front of Eliuk. And now Gary Gait will come down and try to reload this offense. They are still on a power play. Lacrosse with 6 saves to 5 for Eliuk. The bad number there is that actually that first goal should be a save, and should only be 1-0. Lacrosse has played dramatically in the goal. Now watch this save the last time down. The Marichek shot on the power play. He deflects it enough, hits the pipe, and rolls right back out. He scoops it with his hand. Beautiful job by Sal. Dallas Eliuk, 35, #1 guy for Philadelphia. Andy Piazza's behind him. Vinny Pfeiffer behind Sal Lacrosse for New York. Easy save for Dallas Eliuk. And it'll be Philadelphia ball. Referees call a timeout. And the score 2-0 with 5:43 left in the first quarter. We'll be back with more with our coverage of major indoor lacrosse league action. The Major Indoor Lacrosse League Championship game, that's what this one is leading toward. It's Saturday the 16th at 2:30 Eastern Time, live on ESPN. So all you Deuce fans, just switch over to the mothership and watch it live from Buffalo. The winner of this game against the Buffalo Bandits, the defending world champions, next week. Paul Gait now coming in, beating one player, now two. Look at the double team. They want to put a lot of bodies on them. They have to. Govett gets it down to Maricek in front. Rogers can't find it. He cannot beat Lacasio. Sombrano being very physical. New York has done a great job of staying in this game. 5 minutes left, and really it should be 1-0. If they can go ahead and dent the net, they've got to find rope. They've got to beat Dallas Eliuk, and that is the tough part. Deflection there for Eliuk. Goes out of bounds. Now it's Philadelphia's ball. The time that they won in New York, Dallas Eliuk was injured. He did not play. Andy Piazza played. Although you really got to hang that victory on the defense of New York, because they held Philadelphia to only 4 goals. Govett cannot handle right in front of Lacasio, but Maricek does. Teams at even strength. Now picked up by New York. Check the stick right out of his hand. Millen doesn't have anything to play with, but O'Keefe comes in to help out. Push call against Philadelphia. Gary Gait couldn't get it cleanly, and now Cummings will get it going for New York. 4:30 left. Lee Felsmo, Christy Lee with our Deuce coverage of Major Indoor Lacrosse. Watch that wrap shot by Bob Cummings. Just goes wide. They really haven't hit the net as much. One difference between most of the teams in this league and Philadelphia and Buffalo. Philadelphia, Buffalo, even Detroit, they really put the ball on the net. They find rope, make it tough for the goalie to ignore the shots. That one comes in, saved again by Eliuk. How do you like that save? 2 in a row. Doc Doherty saying, what do we have to do to put one in there? Watch Eliuk make 2 saves. The first one, and then he'll be out of position. There, great body save. Now he's out of position. The follow-up by Purdy, but he just flails his arms at it and makes 2 saves in a row. Was not even balanced on his legs. Great save by the first-team All-Pro. Second in the mill, averaging 34 saves per game. And the save per game number really a little bit deceiving, because he doesn't face as many as Sal does, predominantly because his defense is a little bit better. But his save percentage is right up there with Sal Lacasio's. They are the 2 best in the league. Pulled down from behind. There's a foul called. Yes, 2 minutes. Delayed call by Roy Condon. Bates came in. Miko Red Arrow was beaten on the first move, so Miko kind of grabbed him with the offhand, pulled him with the jersey so that he didn't have the one-on-none right in the face of Sal Lacasio. It'll be a power play again for Philadelphia. I don't know if New York can keep them from scoring twice in a row. We'll see in a moment. That's the challenge with 3:52 left. Miko Red Arrow. 2 minutes for holding is the call. Now it's power play, 5-on-4. They start in a diamond, New York does. Now they rotate into a box, try to get the front man. Gary Gait just with a faced full 18 square foot shot. He faced the goal and just took a hard shot could not beat Sal Lacrosse. I think Paul was looking to find a corner, and he didn't find much of a corner. Christy Lee, what do you have for us?
Well, Leaf, down here it's kind of a catch-22 for the New York Saints. They're frustrated because they can't seem to score on Dallas Eliuk. They get so close, but they're very happy with the way the defense is playing in this power play situation. Now, when Gary Gait came down here and leveled one of the Saints guys, they wanted to get back, play a little tougher. That's what landed maybe Miko in that penalty box. But so far, Doc is pretty happy with the defense on the power play situation. Let's see if it can continue.
All right, Christy, maybe you can get some comments from Donnie McNichol, the All-American from North Carolina. He's a rookie. Whoa, there's a rocket en route for Paul. Paul Gait gets goal number 3. This is nothing but velocity. Up front, rockets the ball past Sal Lacrosse. 3-0. Philadelphia wins the first power play of the day for them.
The first time I switched pain relievers, it was from aspirin to Tylenol. Then recently, I switched again, from Tylenol acetaminophen to Advil. You see, I got these really pounding headaches, and I found Tylenol didn't always get rid of all the pain. So I tried Advil and found that for my really tough headaches, 2 Advil worked better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol tablets, better than extra-strength Tylenol caplets, better than Tylenol gel caps. For my tough headaches, Advil just works better. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
If Burger King had just one customer, we'd have just one way to serve the #1 preferred burger. But since you come in more than one size, so does the Flame Broiled Whopper. Like the new Whopper Jr. with more beef than before. Or Double Whopper with more beef than you'd believe. There's a Whopper taste for any size appetite from the everyday value of 99 cents. Whopper meals from $1.99. We don't have to be the world's #1 fast food place. Just yours, and yours, and yours.
Welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order, please?
All right, Red Hot Wings, that's what they are right now. They're off to a 3-0 lead in the first quarter. 3 minutes to go. We're at the Spectrum. Our deuce coverage, there's Paul Gait, his 32nd goal of the season. And the Gaits are taking over this one. 2 Gait goals so far. New York afraid to let them get a big lead. This is what Doc Daugherty was worried about. This team can really explode on offense. Philadelphia can. And then you've really dug yourself a hole, and it makes it very tough to come back. Now, the New York Saints do not have a dramatic offense. Their offense is the worst in the league, along with Baltimore. So they've got to keep this one close. It has to be a defensive struggle, and they've got to figure out a way to beat Dallas Eliuk. Billy Miller gives it over to Nostrand. He can't pick it up cleanly. Here's Mark Millen. Millen, one of the good-looking rookies. He's got speed past Chris Flynn. He'll try to get the far pipe. Just missed. Half an inch closer, and he had Dallas Eliuk beat. Picked off by Paul Gait. And he's literally tackled by Cummings. Hold call. Will give it back to Philadelphia. But that was a good move that he got away with a technical foul only. Christy?
In that last time out, we had a chance to talk with Vinny Pfeiffer. He talked to Sal Lacrosse, Leaf, and told him, you're not really playing your game, Sal. You're a little higher of a goalie. You're getting down on your feet too much. Watch and see if Lacrosse changes his style of play.
All right, something to watch. Sal's played tough enough, but you're right. He has 3 of them in there. 2, actually. We have to keep reminding that first one counted, but it really didn't even go in the net. They have to make up 3 goals to get back into a tie. And New York, as we've talked about, not very explosive on offense. So obviously Doc Daugherty looking to the offensive end of the field because he knows he can't win this game if he doesn't score any goals, and this team has trouble scoring, period. Vinny Sombrado to the follow-up player, Donnie McNichol. He can't beat Dallas Eliuk either. Watch out, Martin. Martin can't pick it up cleanly. Here comes Panetta. Panetta has a player in front. It's Oliver Marty. Panetta takes the hard shot, and another save by Eliuk. They tried to get a good screen for him. Oliver Marty tried to come in and screen for Panetta. They got a little bit confused there. It was 2-on-2. He still got a good hard shot, Panetta did, but Dallas Eliuk playing perfect position. Did not let that ball get close. Saints need rope, but right now the Wings have the ball. Redirect shot from the far side. Lacrosse looking strong and going low. Part of what Christy Lee was talking about. Maybe he's readjusted his position. Players will pick up those tendencies. They'll talk about it just like Christy was getting from the New York bench. You bet Philadelphia is talking about the goalies and what they're doing. Huff takes a shot, finds rope. Finally, Huff dents the nets, and he puts New York on the board. Steve Huff from North Carolina. Watch this 6-foot, 200-pounder get inside and come right down in the face. It bounced off the chest of Dallas Eliuk and rolled in off him. Really, he hit him right in the chest. It rolled in off his equipment. Look at that. Eliuk really scored it himself. The ball hit him right in the chest, rolls down between his legs, give Huff the goal. And that was well timed for Doc Doherty's team because that brings him back to within 2. 3-1 the score. Less than 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Big goal by Huff. Got right in the face of Eliuk. Chris Flynn now controls the faceoff. Martin can't pick it up. Kisslinger cannot either. Huff misses it. Watch out. Finally, this is Flynn coming in. Check from behind. Behind the back shot by Paul. Watch out, another shot. Chris Flynn can't beat Lacrosse. Lacrosse hammering Paul Gait. Lacrosse comes back and still on top of him. Everybody wants a piece of Paul Gait. Referee's trying to keep it calm. You bet there's frustration for Philadelphia, who is loaded with a great defense that New York has put up against them. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment with our second quarter action. Right now, Philadelphia leads 3-1. It's anybody's game.
Get it moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
Don't miss the championship game next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern Time, live on ESPN. We're going back to the mothership for our coverage up in Buffalo. The winner of this game will go up there to play the Bandits. Here's the crowd on the Spectrum. If Philadelphia goes, they'll miss these guys. This crowd is as good as it gets, except for the Buffalo Bandits, who have played in front of sellout crowds for the last year and a half. We are just getting started with quarter number 2 on our Deuce coverage of the American League playoffs. New York has played very tough defense on the Gates. Right there, they showed that they locked him up pretty well. Gary Gait has a goal where they locked him up beautifully there. The ball goes way back behind the line. Stats close for shots. Loose balls controlled by Philadelphia, and faceoffs even enough that there's no big advantage there. So New York has done the job. They've got to figure out a way to beat Dallas Eliuk. 3-1 the score. Mark Millen tries to beat him this time, and Eliuk comes up big and tall to make the save. Rob Scheck, number 18, All-American at Towson State. He's great in the open field, just like this. This is where he made his All-American status, shooting hard on the run. Gabrielson, though, couldn't collect his pass. Boy, I would have liked to see Scheck just keep going with that one and let it rip, because he's got a tremendously hard shot, right or left, if he has space. Pat McCabe. Illegal procedure. All right, Roy Condon trying to get things squared out. Looks like illegal procedure against Denikin.
You got penalties on both teams. 3 for throwing a stick and a roughing on them. White keeps the ball.
All right, White will have the ball. New York will have the ball. Penalties on both teams. Now watch this as they go upfield. 2 players in the middle lock up. The stick is on the ground. Now they'll try to get it. He chucks the stick after it broke. Threw it way up into the crowd, and then this penalty follows up that flagrant stick throw. So both of those players will spend time in the box. And we should be, as we look at the penalty box, Mark Millen takes a seat. We should be 4-on-4, and that's what it looks like on the field. New York will get the ball. O'Keefe will inbound, number 7 for New York. But it'll be 4-on-4. I think this kind of open field where you have one less player really helps Philadelphia more. They've got the big, strong Gait brother combination, and you put Marichek in there, they can do magical things if they get their hands on the ball, and they have more space to do it. But let's see if they can get it up to their offensive end. Now it's Vinny Sombrado coming in. Oh, the check up front. It was a screen, a pick. Moving pick is the call. Illegal pick. So now the ball goes back to Philadelphia. Let's see if they get the Gates and Marichek on. Yes, they do. Paul Gait, Sheck, Tom Marichek. Vinny Sombrado. Watch the, there it is, the screen come up, and that was a moving pick. Gives the ball back to Marichek and company. Watch Marichek come in. Bounce shot wide of the goal. This is Robbie Sheck. That ball checked loose. Tommy Marichek is really the one I would fear down here. He can really feed so beautifully, but Sheck brings it back. Marichek, watch out, fake, and he misses the goal again. Could have been deflected. Sal Lacasio congratulates himself. He probably got a piece of it. Great save for Lacasio. Christy, what do you have?
Well, Leaf, down here on the bench, of course, the coaches want to put in their strongest guys on this power play situation, both defensive and offense. That's why you saw Paul, Gary Marichek, and Robbie Sheck. Those are their offensive powerhouses, and look for them again when they come back on the offensive end.
And right now, Christy, they're down there having to play defense, so this is something that New York likes. Tire them out. There's a shot up front. No follow-up. That would have been crucial. They can't get the follow-up shot. Another point to watch. You need to get the follow-up shots. Watch Marichek. Fast break into Paul. He can't pick it up. Now he does. He looks for Marichek as Miko Red Arrow wraps him in against the boards. This is Flynn to Tommy Marichek. 2 fakes. Big save by Lacasio. Lacasio's made 2 sensational saves the last 2 times down. All that extra room has given Marichek time to work with the stick. Watch the magic of Marichek's stick. Fake low, fake high, and then he comes up to the shoulder. But Lacasio waits to the last moment to react to the shot. That's the key for an indoor goalie. Don't take the first fake. Wait till the ball leaves the stick. Lacasio, Eliuk do it as well as anybody in the league. Score 3-1, 11:38 left in the second. Ground balls led by the Wings, 30-21. That gives them control of the offense. Tony Resch, coach of the Philadelphia squad, his first year in that position. Steve Kisslinger all the way across, tries to find the middle. This is Cummings, who gets, Mike Cummings, who gets locked up and taken down by Jimmy Rogers. Rogers is a great-looking rookie. Watch Rogers come in. Cummings was getting too open, so Rogers just takes him down to the carpet. Rogers will get 2 minutes in the box. So this will cost him. Now New York will have a power play, and a timeout is called by Doc Doherty. Doc Doherty wants to get his power play set up so he gets a good shot on this. It'll be 4-on-3, I believe, but it'll be certainly a power play for New York when we come back. The Wings lead 3-1. Plenty of time left in the second quarter. All right, Big Gabe, the cheerleader, the head cheerleader here, also the father of Scott Gabrielson. It's his birthday, and the whole crowd just saying happy birthday to Big Gabe. Right now, though, New York wants to get some rope. They bring it in close. O'Keefe tries to get air. Nothing to shoot at in that close. They moved it beautifully, but O'Keefe, when he held it down that low, really nothing to shoot at. He launched himself in the crease, could not beat Eliuk. Now they're still a man down, but they have possession of the ball. Miller gets it all the way over to Scott Gabrielson. They have to be careful. New York does too, because many teams in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League will score when they are man down if the other team gets reckless. Let's watch how New York plays it. If New York wants to just eat up 30 seconds, they'll get the ball back. Let's see if they gamble. Flynn has a shot, goes wide. Lacrosse will go back and pick it up. New York did a good job of not being too risky. Philadelphia did a nice job too, because they actually got a shot off with about 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Now they'll reset the power play. It's 5-on-4. Cummings up top, rocket shot, misses the net. New York looking for rope. They're down by 2. Second quarter action. There's another shot that misses the pipe. Can they get it back? Flynn tries to corral it. Flynn can't get it. Far side, watch out. Is this Scott Gabrielson on the run? No, Brian Volker. Brian Volker, great defensive specialist, All-American at Hopkins. He doesn't want to take the offensive end. He wants to get off the field, and he does. They put a fresh guy on there for him. Lacrosse, his 11 saves against 15 by Eliuk. But just then, Chris Flynn scores man down. Watch out when your team's man down. I just talked about it, and that's what can happen. If you gamble too much, you'll create an opportunity for the team that's a man down. New York was pressing a little bit, and they gave Flynn a chance. Look at Flynn with the open area. He comes in. Great face dodge on one player, that's Panetta, and just bounces it past Sal Lacrosse for the 4th goal of this game. They now lead by 3. Again, Flynn will just beat Panetta. Face dodge move, pulls the stick back and bounces it far side. Right around hip high. Lacrosse can't stop that one. Chris Flynn, he loves his crowd. He played at Penn, so he's a local favorite. Chris Flynn played football. He's got a heart as big as an elephant's. This guy is nothing but 100% action. 9:30 left in the second quarter. 4-1, Philadelphia leading. Lee Felsbo, Christy Lee, our ESPN2 coverage of Major Indoor Lacrosse. And this is an American League divisional playoff. New York shocked the league when they beat Philadelphia. They didn't just beat them, they hammered them. They were up in New York earlier this year. But that was only 1 of 2 wins for New York. So this team really, because of a lack of offense primarily, has had a tough time getting some W's this year. They are in a chance here, though, to get into the final game, the championship game, if they can beat the strong Philadelphia Wings. This is Robbie Scheck, number 18. In close, watch out! Shot over the top, that was Gabrielson. Gabrielson now tries to get it back. What a year Scott's having. He's a captain of the team. He's got great ground ball numbers, and he's also the best face-off man. Scott Gabrielson there had a great series. Now the outlet pass, watch out, down to Millen. He can't pick it up. Whoa, what a chance they would have had to score, but the rookie took his eyes off it for a moment. Great outlet pass by Lacrosse. One more shot, possibly. Oh, a rocket check right to the head by Scheck. He'll spend 2 minutes in the box. Scheck ran up behind on the offensive play, and he went high on the check. This is Donnie McNichol. Now watch Scheck come into his face. Scheck came in to apply a check, and by the time he got there, look at McNichol knows that it's going to be 2 minutes because he took it right in the face mask. Rob Scheck goes over and gets a little pine. Another chance for New York to score. They have not been too impressive on this power play. If you remember the last time, they took a couple shots from up top. Cummings did. They got second and third shots, but finally, without hitting the net, the ball went back to Philadelphia. And ultimately, they scored a man short. Down by 3. Look at the pressure put on by Govett up top. In close, bounce shot won't go. They brought the ball right into the face of Eliuk with 2 passes, but they cannot beat him. Somebody's stick is broken. Illegal procedure, and Vinny Sombrado snapped the head of his stick off of the aluminum pole, so he'll go back in and get repairs.
Hey, Wings fans, if the Wings win tonight,
that plastic molded head is held on by 1 single screw on that aluminum pole. It could have been just simply that coming loose.
You can watch the game live right here from Ovation. The club at the spectrum.
This is the Gait brother combination into Denikin. It was Paul to Gary to Denikin. Now Denikin getting double teamed. Panetta picks it up. Panetta's got great size. Into Kraus. Kraus is waiting for the ball, can't pick it up. It was O'Keefe who had it and was on the ground, but finally Cummings picks it up with 7:30 left. They're still down by 3, and they are still in the power play for another minute and 10 seconds. Good patience getting the ball back. This is Kraus up top. Cummings triggers from the very, very top of this power play situation. This is Cummings here. He likes to shoot from there. Bounces it off of Martin's leg. Watch out. Gary is wide open if they can get it to him. Paul can't pick it up. Gary Gait is waiting down in front of the goal. He's still waiting there. Somebody better get back down there. Paul hits him. Watch out. It'll be all over. Rope. Lacasio shaking his head saying, hey, that wasn't hard to predict. Gary was sitting down here poaching for about 20 seconds. All by himself, they rocket the ball up. Paul gives it to Gary. Gary comes in one fake, finds rope, 5-1. The Wings are in front. 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
As one goes forth to unearth new treasures, one mustn't let primordial perspiration mess with one's style. Consider this powerful discovery. New Right Guard Pure Power Clear Gel. An astoundingly clear gel. Thus, it goes on clear without any flaky white stuff, protecting one powerfully. For when it comes to protection, one shouldn't mess around. New Right Guard Clear Gel. Anything less would be uncivilized.
I'd like to show you something I'm very proud of. It's a guarantee of quality. It's a promise to you that the great Diet Pepsi taste you love will always be at the absolute peak of freshness. It's a new idea called freshness dating, a date stamped right here on the bottom of every Diet Pepsi, which is your assurance that this is the freshest, best-tasting Diet Pepsi you can get. So pick up a Diet Pepsi and taste for yourself.
Freshness dating from Diet Pepsi. It'll change the way you look at soft drinks.
This one's getting out of hand. Philadelphia leads 5-1. You're looking at the crowd at the Spectrum. How about that for a great Jimmy Jib shot from down the corner? An exclusive shot in the lacrosse world. Care of ESPN2 and Bill Fitz and company. Philadelphia last 2 goals have been man down, and that is a backbreaker. They are still man up now, but can you imagine that, having a man up opportunity, giving up 2 goals? Now they come in against Dallas Eliuk, and they cannot get a goal. The last time, New York really fell asleep because Gary was down there waiting for a long time. They know that's their reputation. The Gates fire out of the defensive end, and they look to get the fast break going because nobody can really stop them when they are in front of the defense. Saints average 10 goals per game, and that is the worst in the mill. We've talked about their offensive woes, and that number says it all. Meanwhile, Philadelphia averaging a little over 15 goals a game. Philadelphia also sporting the best defense. Double teaming on Gary gives it back to Paul. Both Gates on the floor at the same time. This creates problems for the defense. Wrap around the back. You like to double the Gates. What do you do when both of them are on the floor at the same time? Well, here we go. Let's see. McCabe takes on Paul. Shot clock violation. Good job by New York. Both Gates on the field. All kinds of problems with the defense of Doc Doherty. But even up, New York has done a good job. 5-1 the score. Kisslinger and Gary Gait going at it, and that's who Roy Condon's talking to. Watch 22 and 88 for New York. There's a hard shot saved by Dallas Eliuk. Kisslinger was one of the best long sticks player in the field game. He likes to go and match up against Gary Gait. And they are having some off-ball. Now it's Gary Gait and Mark Miller. So Gary Gait getting mugged. Paul Gait off to the races. He's got Nostrid. Nostrid will give it back to him. Here he comes for the shot, and a great save. Big save. It was Nostrid and Paul Gait on the fast break. Tried to get into Johnny Nostrid again. He tries to flip it in, double teamed on the D. Fast break so dangerous when you've got the Gates out in front. Here comes Andy Kraus. Folks in Charlottesville remember Andy Krause is an All-American. He rockets a hard shot. He's got one of the best left-handed shots, and that was a field play, folks, because he had nothing but green, came down hard left-handed run, and just burned it past Eliuk. Beautifully done. Watch, he'll just sight up his target, beats Rogers, and then just puts everything behind it. Sheer speed, approaching 100 miles an hour, beats the reflexes of Dallas Eliuk. 5-2, New York is still in it.
Get it moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
Lacrosse, the power behind the game.
This is where it happened. The breakthrough in urethane chemistry that created Finish 2001. The car polish so advanced, you use it only once a year. This old car's finish appears destroyed. With no rubbing, no buffing, Finish 2001 safely brings back a shine that lasts an entire year. Nothing but nothing shines or protects better than 100% guaranteed Finish 2001. Finish 2001 is available at these fine stores.
Back here on the Deuce, where we have a lead by the Wings, 5-2. Paul Gait, one of the stars for the Philadelphia Wings. Paul, we all know that New York had a real windig of a game with you last time. They shut you guys completely out. How have you adjusted your scoring on Sal today?
Well, actually, we're just hitting the corners, getting up and down the sides of the net where we should be shooting. He's sitting way back in the net, and the key to scoring on a goalie that sits back is picking those corners, and we are.
Is it hard for you not to look ahead?
No, actually, it's very easy not to look ahead. I mean, we're playing a tough team out here. It's only 5-3, and there's a half a game left.
All right, thank you very much. Paul Gait, one of the stars here for the Philadelphia Wings. Look for him to score some more, Leif.
Well, last time he played, Christy, he scored 10 goals against Boston. That's an all-time record for major indoor lacrosse. And that gave him the season lead in goals, beating John Tavares with that 10-goal outing in Boston. So he ends up with the most goals for 94 in the regular season. Sombrano takes a shot, a very weak shot against Dallas Eliuk. Eliuk almost fell over. He was so surprised it didn't do much. So the ball goes back to Philadelphia. They have a 3-goal lead. Really, with all the dominance, the shots they've had, 3-goal lead is not much. You're familiar with our indoor lacrosse coverage. If you've watched our Monday night games, you know that 3 goals is still anybody's game. We saw 3 goals scored in Detroit in less than 30 seconds. So if you want to feel comfortable in this league, you've got to get more than a 3-goal lead. That's exactly what they'll be trying to do here as they get the ball into Billy Miller. Miller gets rocked in the head, and that'll cost 2 minutes. Salacasio makes the big save, but any check above the shoulders will put you in the box. Matt Panetta went high, trying to square up in the shoulders. The check to the head will put him in the box, and now this will be the power play for Philadelphia. Boy, they've been great man down.
Predicated from a back pick.
Doc Doherty talking to Roy Condon. And that's Matt Panetta, All-American attackman at Johns Hopkins, a lacrosse factory in Baltimore. Paul Gait will inbound on the power play. The score is 5-2, and this is a margin of 4. If they get this goal, really makes a difference in indoor lacrosse. Paul takes a shot from out front. The follow-up no good from Denikin. New York gets the ball. Not one of Paul's better shots. Now Miko Red Arrow will come up and try to kill at least 30 seconds off the 2-minute penalty to Matt Panetta. Gordon Purdy now with the ball. Shot clock down to 15. Philadelphia not gambling. They'll let 30 seconds go off their power play. They'll know they'll have at least a minute left on that power play. more than a minute if they get it back. Now Miko Redaro has to take a shot to reset it. He better put something on the goal. He does. They get a fresh 30-second clock. Can they pick it up? No. Not yet. Huff tries to get it back to Eliuk. They'll have the ball. Gary Martin is a defensive man in there to get the ball back. He'll come off. Now here comes Maricek. Denikin down low. Paul Gait will be up top. This is Denikin down low. This is Tommy Maricek, 42. Paul Gait right there, the trigger man. Gary, his brother. Down to Denikin. He can't put it in. That's Finneran rounding off the power play. Finneran, a look-away feed all the way across. Does it go in? Yes! Rope! Kevin Finneran with a look-away feed. He's one of the best assist men in the league. Tied Tommy Maricek in assists for the league. Watch on the far side. When he gets the ball, he'll look out front to get the attention of the defense looking a different way, and then glance out front and gets it back to Denikin. It just rolls in. When Finneran knew he was going to try to thread the needle, he glanced to the top of the key to try to get the defense looking that way, try to create an alley for his feed, and it definitely got through. The backdoor shot makes the score 6-2. Second quarter action. Gary Gait now going against Steve Sombrado. Gary Gait, very tough to get the ball out of that stick. Not only strong and powerful, but the stick is pinched down very small. This is Robbie Sheck. Whoa, look at that shot. Robbie Sheck has won the fastest shot contest they have in Vail 2 or 3 times, I think, over the last 4 years. Philadelphia really controlling the loose balls 41-33, and that, of course, is so critical because New York, being a poorer shooter team, has to control the ball for more shots. Just like basketball, if you don't shoot as well.
Flash, right up here. 11, right there. 11, keep going. No. Right there.
All right, Kevin Finneran gets called.
Unbelievable.
Roy Condon, very sure of the call. Was challenged by Denikin. He said, nope. Right up there, he says, right up to the head. Watch the check come in. That check right up to the neck. And Denikin was arguing it was on the shoulders. And you can see that it hits right in the neck area. Anything close to the head, the referees want to protect the players. So he'll spend some time in the box, and New York will have a power play. We haven't played even up too much here in the second quarter. Shots all even in the game right now, 24-24. Backdoor, watch O'Keefe. He looks like he's open. Miller trying to play him. Here's O'Keefe now. All the way to the far side. They couldn't get the shot off. Sombrado couldn't collect it. Cummings likes to shoot it right here. Rocket couldn't find it. Follow-up shot. Too many fakes. Vinny Sombrado, 2 fakes, didn't get the shot. The defense really leveled them. Again, Vinny Sombrado. Now he can pick it up. Pushed against the boards by Martin.
Push in the black, white ball out there. Top right, top right.
New York will reload, lock and load that offense. They need a power play goal big time here. 6-2, they're down by 4. Hard shot by Panetta, doesn't beat Eliuk. Backdoor, rope.
He didn't run you. He was on him. Watch the mouth.
Yes, they're going to count it. Great shot. The back door is so effective. Each team using it to score man up. The last 2 goals, each team going to the back door. Watch the goalie. Eliuk cannot go from one pipe to the other fast enough. The shot comes in, just finds rope. O'Keefe, beautiful job, but the real key is getting the feed from one side to the next. If this feed goes through, the goalie can do little about it. If they are accurate on the shot, O'Keefe was. He scores the 3rd goal of the game for the Saints. The score 6-3. And it really is a huge goal for New York because, again, they're back to within that magic number 3. Take away that first goal that Philadelphia scored, which really wasn't a goal, and mentally, you've got to do that if you're New York, and this game is very close. Sal Ocasio making another save on Gary Martin. New York holding Philadelphia well under their season average. About 2 goals under their season average. Great shot, Gary Gait finding rope on the far side. 2 good fakes. The ball was loose, and nobody picked up Gary. He had some room. Panetta doesn't get in. They wave at his stick. They got to take the body. Lacrosse was one-on-one with Gary Gait. Again, 2 waves with the stick. Everybody bodies all over the field. And Lacrosse could not beat the accuracy of Gary Gait a margin back to 4. And with less than 30 seconds in the second quarter, the score now 7-3. Gary Gait has really taken over this game as far as offense for Philadelphia. He has 3 goals, a hat trick already. New York trying to get the ball. Nobody will get the ball in time to do anything about it. That'll be the end of the first half. The Wings really on the back of Gary Gait are off to a 7-3 lead in the first half of this divisional playoff. And Gary Gait, as I mentioned, really controlling the offense. Here's his last goal. Philadelphia, 4-goal lead.
Go first class with the host hotels of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. In Baltimore, the Sheraton Inner Harbor Hotel. In Boston, the Boston Marriott at Copley Place. And the Cambridge Center Marriott. In Buffalo, the Buffalo Hilton. In New York, the Long Island Marriott. And in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Airport Marriott. The official hotels of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League.
Accommodations for the Major Indoor Lacrosse League are provided by the Philadelphia Airport Marriott. Well, it's the Coors Light Halftime Report. Welcome back to the Philadelphia Spectrum. I'm Christy Lee. The Philadelphia Wings leading 7-3 over the New York Saints in this playoff game. Last Saturday night, we had the first playoff game, and we were at the Odd in Buffalo. Since I'm in control tonight, you guys back in the truck better roll that highlight package right now. Let's take a look at what went on. It was a battle from the beginning. In fact, rookie sensation Tyson Eliuk made an unbelievable score on his back for the Bandits. Take a look overhead. But Turbo's goalie Steve Dickrick had an incredible night with save after save after save. Check out this dive. 50 saves on the night for Dietrich. Unbelievable. Bob the Hammer Hamley scores one of his 3. A hat trick for Hammer. Don't count out those Turbos. Dowling, one of the wild bunch, keeps the Turbos in the game. Jimmy Meredith. Oh, you should have seen him with another goal for the Turbos. He had a great, successful night against goalie Bill Gary. He likes to play against Gary. It's getting closer. The Turbos are coming back. Dwayne Jacobs scores here. Another wild puncher. We're all tied, but the league's MVP and one of the leading scorers, John Tavares, shows his stuff. Look at it again. We're tied at 6. Then the wall came tumbling down for the Turbos. This cheap shot by Pat Coyle to Troy Cordingley. And the ensuing incident with the referee. Coyle does the unthinkable. He knocks down Greg Mallon. Coyle is tossed not only from the game, but out of the league. And his teammates' hopes for a win are gone forever. Buffalo explodes on the power play. The Hammer hammers it again. The game's MVP, Darius Kilgore, with yet another Bandit goal. That overhead shot. Those Kilgore brothers, Darius has a brother Rich, in case you didn't know. They were awesome last night. Backdoor in your face. Once again, another look at the Kilgore, Darius Kilgore. He was voted MVP of the game. It was all Bandits from there. The 7th man, the fans letting the wonderful Turbos know that their season's over. Their Bandits are moving on. We'll be back with more halftime frivolity coming up on The Deuce.
Any car with airbags will help protect you in a head-on collision.
The new Volkswagen Golf has airbags, crumple zones, and side impact beams, so it can help protect you from any angle, including this one.
Getting through college can be a pretty tough climb. To succeed, you need money and you need the right abilities. You can find them both in the Army. If you qualify, you could earn up to $30,000 with the Montgomery GI Bill, plus the Army College Fund. And you could develop the confidence, judgment, and self-discipline it takes to make it to the top, in college and beyond.
Welcome back to the Spectrum, our Coors Light halftime report. Philadelphia leading the New York Saints 7-3. And if you're a New Yorker thinking, well, this isn't too bad, our defense is being pretty stingy. But Philadelphia is starting to get cranked up. That offense is very scary when you let the Gates get rolling, and the Gates are rolling. Gary Gait, 3 goals. Paul, 1 and 2. So watch out if you're a New York fan. Watch out for those Gait brothers as they get into the second half. Let's take a look at the stats in the first half to see how the numbers line up. Of course, the score is 7-3. The shots on goal, you can see how Philadelphia is a much better shooting team. We talked about that some. Loose balls controlled by Philadelphia, and the saves, Dallas Eliuk doing the better job in the goal. Face-offs controlled by a slim margin, and the power play goals are really the big story. 2 goals out of 3 attempts for Philadelphia, none for New York, plus 2 shorthanded goals for Philadelphia. So they've scored 4 in uneven situations. The Saints, not much scoring, and all of it very close. A backdoor shot on a power play, 1 goal right in the red zone. Good shooting from there, and 1 from the goalie's right. But look at all the shots from the goalie's right, 10. A little bit of unbalance there, but they need more goals, more rope. For Philadelphia, they really have put pressure on Salacasio. 4 goals right in the red zone, right in the face of Salacasio. All of their goals in the first 3 zones, and that is really great shooting. They're waiting, they're being patient. Let's take a look at the next big matchup, the final game of the '94 season. It'll be next week, 2:30 live Eastern Time on ESPN. We're going back to the mothership for the championship game from Buffalo. Don't miss it. And we'll be back for the second half of this matchup, so stick along for the ride.
Hit it. If he won MVP this year, he should change his hair color.
That's a bet. That's a bet.
Oh, man.
No, it's not going to hurt you.
It's not gonna hurt you.
Come to the crib, baby. I just won MVP. Forget it. Now your head just gone. I'm psyched up. Playoffs next week. Yeah.
I think we might have to come up with some other way of celebrating. It looks good on you, though, D. Huh? It looks good on you, though.
If I was you, I'd do it.
The new Volkswagen Golf features a track-correcting rear axle and an improved turning radius of just 32.5 feet, all of which makes the tight-handling Golf the perfect car for the city.
Welcome back to the Spectrum. The crowd is getting riled up as their team gets themselves poised for a rematch with Buffalo. If they can hold on, they now lead 7-3 as we get ready for third quarter action on the Deuce. This is the American Division playoff. Leif Elsmo, Christy Lee, and there's the face-off. The Saints in white and blue. The hometown Philadelphia Wings in the black and silver. Donnie McNichol from North Carolina fought for the push. The ball will go back to Philadelphia. They've really had a lot of success, uneven situations in the first half. 2 goals on their own power play, 2 goals a man short. This is Gary Gait. He had a big first half. He's already got a hat trick. Look at the double team. Double teamed early. Can he get rid of it? Finner is wide open. Rope. 30 seconds into the third quarter, Gary Gait gets his helmet ripped off. But he found Finneran. Passing the ball is key. Watch how he gets double teamed, but he finds the open man. Kevin Finneran wraps it around the hip. Notice how he aimed hip high. The hourglass shape of a person makes it tough to cover that hip. The arm as the stick can't get there. He shot hip high, far pipe. Perfect technique for Kevin Finneran. One of those unsung heroes. And now let's take a look. No, it's an 8-3 game. Now they're up by 5. It's on the scoreboard. And it still stays on the scoreboard. 8-3. I'm understanding that there might be a little question whether it was a goal or not.
Cut on his leg.
Second face-off of the third quarter. We're still not even a minute into.
White ball, because I called white. White ball.
All right, Roy Condon taking charge, giving it to Steve Kisslinger. Kisslinger, number 88. As they fire up the offense, McCabe now over to Gordon Purdy. The Australian tries to get into Nico Red Arrow. This is a real politically correct mix they've got out there. An Australian, Nico Red Arrow, a Native American Indian, along with some good old New York boys. Winner plays Buffalo in the Mill Championship. The loser plays golf or the game of their choice. This is another Gait brother shot. No, it's Robbie Sheck, the Gait lookalike. Robbie Sheck comes in with that right-handed shot. It bounced off a defensive player. They're down to 13.5 minutes, 8-3 the score now. New York is really being pressured to close that gap. Sal Acasio remains in the goal, as does Dallas Eliuk as we start the second half. Gordon Purdy. He's got great speed, Gordon does. And you might know this, notice that you hear the voice throughout the game. That is our referee, head referee Roy Condon, who's been mic'd and will try to keep you a little closer to the action. This is how he controls the game. You get a better feel of what he goes through to maintain composure in a game that is very physical, very rough. Finneran comes out. Look at the speed of Kevin Finneran from Ohio Wesleyan. He's got Gary Gait to his right. He'll go to Gary. He can't pick it up. Gary ducks one missile, and the ball's still loose. Finneran finally gets it. Still looking for a Gait on the far side. Now up top to Paul. He found one of them. There goes Rote. It was Gary to Finneran to start off the third quarter. Now Finneran returned the favor. Gary was covered, so he went to brother Paul. The brothers on the field at the same time, presenting a lot of problems to New York. Finneran out front to Paul. He rockets this one, same spot. Far side, stick side on Sal Acasio, and just the speed of that shot beating the second team All-Pro. Paul Gait again looking for some shots. Picked up by Sombrado, though. He couldn't get in. Sombrado beats two defensive players. Paul Gait, Don McNichol going at it behind the play. Steve Sombrado now gives it into Matt Panetta. Sombrado now over to Purdy. Purdy will try to get around the one defender, that being Paul Gait. Vinny. Sombrado with a little five-hole shot trying to get between the legs of Eliuk, but you better crank it up about 40 more miles an hour. O'Keefe gets doubled, tries to do a little behind-the-back shot, not much on it. Martin up to Paul Gait. No defender, but just a little bit over his head. This still could be trouble. Paul Gait can get air, and there'll be trouble to Marichek, though, for the feed. This is Chris Flynn. Bounces off the face mask of Gordon Purdy. He's being pushed in by Paul Gait. And that's the call. The ball go back to New York. The Gates have been getting roughed up a lot because they are the focal point of any defense. Look at this shot on the chin of Paul Gait. These guys are tough. Let me tell you, they have been the focus of anybody's defense since the day they got into the game of lacrosse. As young teens, they developed such great skills and played together that they have been getting, again, just the double teams, the best defender. Three-time national champions at Syracuse. They led that team along with Tom Marichek. So they're used to getting mauled, and they do. They're tough kids at 6'2", 215. Identical twins. Here's Johnny Nalstrom now, though, for Philadelphia. He's got a good shot himself. Everybody going stick side, hip high on Sal Acasio. Sheck, same shot. Big save for Sal. 10 minutes left, 10:40 left in the third quarter. A margin of 6 goals now. Trouble for New York. They've got to find an offense. Christy Lee, what's the sideline look like in the third quarter?
Well, Leif, I can tell you that offense was definitely talked about in the locker room at halftime. Doc thinks that his team has given Dallas a little too long to look at their offense. He wants to get those quicker releases, and he wants to do it in the higher percentage area, in the alley. Get there right in front of him, but don't give him too much time to watch what they're doing. Let's see if they can do it.
All right, good words for the offense, and easy to do in theory. Let's see if they can do it in reality. Rob Sheck gets absolutely leveled. Bob Cummings will go into the penalty box. Sheck is okay. He's up and walking. It'll be a power play when we come back. The Wings, a 6-goal lead in the third quarter.
Why go to the beach? Just to get beached.
Plunge in, tenacity. Plunge in, plunge totally into the pure, clean taste. Why just get a little bit wet? Plunge in, tenacity. Plunge in, totally. Plunge in.
These days, controlling your money is trickier than ever before. You've got to watch every move you make. That's why Discover Card offers the Smart Rate program. With the Smart Rate program, the more you purchase with your Discover Card, the lower your rate can go. Because we don't think carrying a balance should cause you to lose your balance. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Ooh.
Well, we're back at the Spectrum, and on the defensive side, Don, you have been leveled a couple of times by the Gates.
All you got to do is put a body on them, force them to their weak side, and then hope you get a double team. They're a big body, so you put a body on, they got 50 pounds on me, so I alter their shot. That's all I can do, and then I hope for some help. Otherwise, they got nothing on us. They got nothing on us. You get to play doubles and triples.
From North Carolina, Don McNichol. Thanks a lot, Don. He looked like he had his wind knocked out a couple of times, though.
All right, Donnie McNichol really trying to stop the Gates, one of the defensive specialists, as they go mostly man-to-man on the Gates and try to zone and help underneath on the defensive end. Right now, defense isn't the problem, offense is, but watch out for Gary. Salacasio makes the save. It's a power play. Philadelphia 5 against the 4 for New York. Gordon Purdy's up and running. Watch out, here comes McCabe. If they can get it up to McCabe, McCabe's all alone. No whistle. Here comes Dallas Eliuk, and he gooses the ball into the crowd. As soon as Dallas Eliuk touched the ball, it was an over and back violation, and will give the ball to New York. Plenty of time left in that penalty, though. They are a man down, so they'll just try to burn up some of the 5-minute penalty that New York has to live through. That was a 5-minute major, so more than 2 minutes. They've got a lot of time, and it'll be unbelievable if they can keep the score 9-3. That's where we are right now. Shot clock down to 5. Kraus moves. He's got a great left hand and takes a shot right into the 5-hole between the legs of Eliuk. Well played by New York. Very cautious and got the shot at the last moment, hoping that they get the rebound and try to burn up another 30 seconds. Their penalty now down to 3:30, but here comes Philadelphia. Paul Gates got to pick that one up. He'll be the trigger man up top, the point man, the quarterback, Gary Gait. All the way down low, back door to Finneran. It was Denikin on one side of Finneran. Here's Donnie McNichol. We just talked to him. He gives the ball up. Millen, Kraus is open. Give it to Kraus. No, he waits too long. Kraus was wide open. They didn't do it. This is Steve Sombrado, number 5. Brother Vinny comes on. 8:24 left. 9-3 the score here at the Spectrum. And a power play that'll last for another 2 minutes and 50 seconds for the Philadelphia Wings. Govett now gets control. New York drops back into that defense. They've done a great job keeping them out of the goal on the power play. New York, you can see the problem there. Philadelphia very even, 3-4-2 in the quarters, but New York 1-2 and nothing in the third so far. They need to score and get this game closer to have any chance in the fourth. Miller up top now. They mixed it around a little bit. Miller, this is the second unit offense on the power play. Sombrado faking out Chris Flynn. Faked like he was giving it back to the goalie. Now he goes to the sideline, Oliver Marty. That major 5-minute penalty now down to 2:15. So it'll be under 2 minutes left. And still they've held Philadelphia without a goal on this 5-minute major penalty. Marty tries to go through 2-3 players. They better get a shot on the goal. There's 5 seconds left. Kick it into the corner, guys. You might get in trouble. Sombrado, he does finally get it down low. All right, a call against Scott Gabrielson. And you can see Eliuk with 28 saves, Ocasio with 24. Both goalies taking a lot of shots. Doc Doherty there. concerned as you might imagine. He needs offense. He needs it now. 9-3 the score. 6 goals down. But now New York really can't pressure. They've got 4-on-4. 2 men in the box. They'll be about even. New York will have an extra man at the very end for about 8 seconds. Hard shot. It's Donnie McNichol, I believe, who took the shot and gets the goal. No reaction from the crowd. They're stunned, but what a great shot to bring it back to within 5. Watch McNichol from North Carolina. Comes inside the defense. Just a hard right-handed shot before he is hit. Eliuk thought he had the angle covered. That one stings the defense of the Wings. Now 9-4 the score in the 3rd quarter. First goal of the night for Donnie McNichol. What a leader he was for his team in North Carolina. Matt Pineda drives in, left-handed shot. Oh, he had rope, but a big save by Dallas Eliuk. Now the major penalty to New York. They are still 4-on-4, and another shot, another goal. Oliver Marty finds rope. Watch out, here come the Saints. 9-5, they're back to within 4. And Philadelphia just sort of hanging around. Marty takes this shot, sticks the 5th goal of the game. Watch out, Philadelphia, the Saints are marching.
The sports theme.
Oliver Marty gets the 5th goal of the season for him. He also gets the 5th goal of the game today. A big goal now brings his team to within 4. They've scored the last 2 goals, and they've done it in a stunning fashion. 2 goals in 20 seconds to really shock Philadelphia, who had a power play for 5 minutes and blew the opportunity. Gary Gait looking for help. Nico Red Arrow bounced up beautifully against him. Now there's the check and the screen set up for Gary Gait's shot. Boom! Off the shoulders of Sal Lacasio. The picks are really causing trouble for New York. Watch out, in close, that'll be rope. Sal Lacasio begging the referees, saying he was in the crease. But you cannot let Gary Gait get open that close to the goal and expect that man to make the save. A lot of chaos on the defense, and they find Gary wide open. He makes his 2, 3, 4 fakes, gets Sal up. And when Sal is up, he finally commits. Watch Lacasio finally commit to the 3rd fake. 1, 2, 3. Finally, he goes up, and when he goes up, Gary goes the opposite way. He got him to take the bite on the high shot, the high fake, and when Lacasio goes up on his feet, on his toes, he just dumped it underneath him. 10-5, big goal for Gary Gait, who really is taking charge of the offense. His 4th goal of the night.
Having a goal, 8:53. Once again, Gary Gait with his 4th goal of the evening.
Now New York, Steve Sombrano in the face of Eliuk. Big save. A follow-up goal. Rope for McNichol. He's got 2 of the last 3. The young kids doing a job. Eliuk stunned. And they've done all this with a man in the penalty box. Sombrano comes right back out to McNichol, who did a great job of cutting off the ball. He cuts off the ball. Watch Eliuk's head spinning. Here he comes around and looks at McNichol. No, that's the first save on Sombrano. Eliuk looks behind him. Now he has to spin 180. He can't get set. Beautiful job by McNichol. He knew that Eliuk was in a bad spot to make any save. He got in the right position at the right time. McNichol's hustle off the ball gets goal number 6. They're back to within 4. Gary Gait wants to do it all. In front of the goal, Lacasio picks it up, makes the save. That was Scott Gabrielson. But the defense of Bob Cummings did his job. when Gabrielson got the ball, he knocked him off his feet to take any velocity from that shot, and Sal made the easy save. Watch the cutter again in the face of Dallas Eliuk. That was Kisslinger. Christie, they are doing a job on the New York side.
That's right, Leaf. They're excited about the fact that their offense seems to be working. The quicker release, as we talked about earlier, and they want to go over the left shoulder of Dallas Eliuk if possible, but definitely higher on him. They want to get over him, not go low on Dallas. It's worked for the last 3 goals.
This game is tough. Look at the hit applied by Mark Millen on Bates. And that, you can see, will cost him 2 minutes. New York has done all this damage with a man in the penalty box. They've had a major penalty. And now Millen goes in the box, so they've had a guy over there for most of this quarter.
Number 3 of this game.
Paul Gait will start over to Gary, down to Finneran. You know these guys by now. These are the best offensive players. Paul Gait up to Marichek. Look at Marichek. Back to Gary. Rope. That was a video replay out of the great days of Syracuse. Marichek to Gait. It starts with Paul, down to Marichek, wraps it around. You can't play defense against that. Gary was wide open. Watch Sal. He's mad. He swings a stick. You've got to cover the gates. New York feels like if you cover the gates, there's nobody else on the roster, in their opinion, that can kill them. Well, Marichek and the Gates are really having it their way, Gary especially. Open the floodgates, and that's exactly what they're doing. 11-6 the score now with under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. New York still has some good offense going. That broke the momentum, but let's see if New York can get it back. Right now, Philadelphia controls the faceoff. This is Paul Gait. Watch the shot out front. Smothered by Sal Acasio. He looks for the outlet. Nobody's running. Tired legs on New York. Pat McCabe. Up top to Gordon Purdy. He's got good speed. He'll try to beat one man. Now looks back for the trailing player. Being pushed off by the defense. Here's the pick trying to be set by McCabe behind him. Purdy, shot clock down to 8. In front, Panetta cannot get it past Eliuk. Fresh shot clock, but Eliuk makes the nifty save. Good cut right in his face by Matt Panetta. Now this New York bunch will be tired. Let's see how they play defense. Gov it in front, Rowe! Goal number 12, and I think the New York line was just too tired. They had made 2 runs. Look at them, exhausted. They can't play the defense on Govett. The 12th goal of the game for Philadelphia. They lead by 6 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Everybody, no matter how tough, no matter how strong, is afraid to fall. The joking around, the chest pounding, all stop dead the moment you first touch the rock. Get to the top, and then you could pound your chest.
All right, the Spectrum crowd riding a roller coaster. It was a tight first half, and then a margin was opened up by Philadelphia, only to be closed by New York as they made a run. And now Philadelphia has lengthened their lead to 6 goals. New York, though, wants to change that right here. Steve Sombrado comes in, beats one man, but cannot beat Dallas Eliuk, and that's the guy you've got to beat. Wow, big, tough defense by Steve Sombrado. And there, a big check by Krause, Andy Krause. Krause playing 2 guys, but they cannot get the ball. Here comes. Whoa! Wrestled down by the head was Volker. And anytime you go to the head, you know the rule by now, you're going to take a little break to the penalty box. That'll be a 2-minute penalty on Sombrado. But New York, sensing the do-or-die nature of this game, has stepped up the defense a notch. Look how they've stepped it up. 1 big hit, 2 big hits. Krause is in there. Sombrado comes back in for more. Now Sombrado chases the field down. He is really hustling, and he just goes over for the check. Doesn't even get the stick, but pulls down ahead. That would be a great move in a rodeo in Wyoming. Here it gets him 2 minutes. Paul Gait to Gary Gait down to Finneran. That's how they start the power play. Back door, big save. Sal Licasio was waiting there on the back door. He anticipated it. Made a great save. 2 minutes to go, 12-6. 3 goals for the Wings on EMO, 2 on man down. They've scored 5 in uneven situations. No goals on the power play for the Saints, and that has killed them as much as anything because they have had their opportunities. A team that doesn't score much, and of course, you would expect they'd have troubles in the power play if they're not a great offensive team, and that's the case with New York. Gordon Purdy. Nico Red Arrow. He's going to be open with a screen shot. Nope, shot clock expired. They burned up too much time. 30 seconds gone. Here comes Paul Gait looking for the shot. Doesn't get it. Licasio, wait a minute, the whistle blows. They want to reset that whole fast break. Just take it out of your mind. Disregard. And now it'll be Philadelphia ball. Christie?
Well, Leaf, I want to make this point real quick. Gordon Purdy came in just a few moments ago complaining about the slippery floor. He's complaining about condensation from the hockey game that was here earlier today. He says it's causing him a whole lot of problems, especially in a one-on-one-on situation. We'll have to wait and see if that becomes a factor, but Kisslinger took a slip not too long ago, so we'll have to watch the Saints. It seems to be a factor for them.
All right, both teams, of course, playing on the same surface, so it balances there, but the foot gear, if it's different, Adidas, the official shoe sponsor, we'll have to see if that footing becomes a factor. 1 minute left, third quarter, 6 goals. A lot of physical contact. Here's New York moving it out in front. And the check from behind, the pull down. And it'll be power play for New York. They've really had a tough time on the power play. They really haven't gotten it going. They don't have the great sticks of primarily the Gates and Marichek. Panetta. No ball movement like you see on Philadelphia. A lot of carrying it around. Shifting a different style. Here's Cummings from way out front with 6 seconds left of the shot clock. That'd be a bad shot if it wasn't a power play. On a power play, it's a horrible shot. Stick was on the outside of the cylinder, and he was way out in front, and there was no screen. Nothing going for that shot. 30 seconds left. Third quarter. Philadelphia they're going to eat up another at least 12 seconds. They're a man short. They're rotating some players in here. 19 on the quarter, 7 on the shot clock. Krause gets the loose ball. Now we've got 15. They've got a chance to get a shot off here. I hope they look at the clock because they might lose the opportunity. Only 10 left. I don't know if they know there's only 6 left. 5. All the way into the cylinder. No. Cutter all the way across. 2-1. No shot will come. Steve Sombrado too late. Third quarter ends. They don't get a good shot on Dallas Eliuk. The Wings have answered the push of the Saints. They lead by 6 as we go into the fourth quarter. The final quarter before the championship game next week.
Get it moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
Why use Valvoline Motor Oil? It's the #1 choice of Indy 500 chief mechanics. Daytona 500 chief mechanics. NHRA mechanics. And Baja 1000 mechanics. For use in their race cars and in their own cars. Any more questions? People who know use Valvoline.
If Burger King had just one customer, we'd have just one way to serve the #1 preferred burger. But since you come in more than one size, so does the Flame Broiled Whopper. Like the new Whopper Jr. with more beef than before. Or Double Whopper with more beef than you'd believe. There's a Whopper taste for any size appetite from the everyday value of 99 cents. Whopper meals from $1.99. We don't have to be the world's #1 fast food place. Just yours, and yours, and yours.
Welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order, please?
You've got Chopper on one half of the arena here at the Spectrum, and you've got Big Gabe on the other, and they go back and forth cheerleading this avid fan group here that has supported the Wings. The Wings voted the most popular sports franchise in Philadelphia through Philadelphia's local magazine. So they've got a great following here in Philadelphia. They've also had 2 Mill championship rings. They'd like to get a 3rd this year. If they win this game, they will get a chance to do just that against Buffalo next week. Panetta, Wheels, they need goals in a hurry. Both goalies still remain. Lacrosse for New York, Dallas Eliuk for Philadelphia. They've gone all the way. Third quarter stats show you that the shots are pretty even. The loose balls, again, controlled by Philadelphia as they have been by a small margin here, by 8. Actually, it's pretty hefty. So they are beating everybody on the ground balls, and that really controls the tempo. Face-offs about even. It'll be a different story in Buffalo in the ground ball department, because nobody gets ground balls like Jim Veltman and company, and that is what makes Buffalo a tough challenge for these Philadelphia Wings. New York now with a 6-goal deficit. Under 14 minutes to play in the game. They need some offense. Bob Cummings will shoot from out front. Takes the hard shot. Big save. Christy Lee.
Well, Leaf, one of the offensive powerhouses for the Philadelphia Wings, Rob Scheck, as you notice, has not got his face mask on. Rob has apparently a separated shoulder. Explain to us what happened.
Well, I was coming down the field trying to push the ball, and the guy who was playing defense on me took a nosedive, and he just took my feet right out from under me. I landed on my shoulder kind of awkward, and I knew as soon as I did it, something was wrong.
I know it's early, but do you think you can play in the championship game?
They don't know how serious it is right now. We'll wait and see during the week, see how things go.
All right, thanks a lot, Rob Scheck. Good luck to you. One of the most offensive powerhouses they have here on the Wings, Leaf. Shame to see that happen to Rob Scheck.
Rob Scheck, a great talent, and he's got something else on his mind. He's a member of the United States national team that'll play for the U.S. in England in July. And you can bet he wants to be healthy for that, as well as for the championship next week at the Mill. So a sad moment for Scheck, but his Philadelphia Wings are doing a great job. They're right on their scoring average. 12 goals after 3 quarters puts them on a 16-goal, which is a little bit above their yearly average of 15+ per game in the offense. The Saints, 6 goals through 3 quarters, a little bit below their average for the season, and they don't score enough anyway. So they have to do what amounts to almost a miracle here in the 4th quarter. Hard shot against Eliuk. An easy save. Hold call.
You saw that. You saw that, Mr. Kelly.
And the Gates, that's Paul Gait trying to play defense. A lot of off-the-ball stuff going on. That's what the crowd is reacting to. You're going to see some fights, I think, folks. The frustration level is at about pinning the meter right now. Paul Gait coming on the fast break, ridden off beautifully by Andy Krause. It'll be Philadelphia ball. The Gates learned their great skills in lacrosse in the Victoria area, British Columbia, Western Canada, and had a fantastic history-making career at Syracuse University here in the States. Billy Miller coming in between 2 defenders. Watch out, Bates shoots and it's deflected off of Salacasio. Big save from him. Under 12 minutes left. Still 6-goal lead. Oh, Johnny Nostrand now down. He had a bad shoulder earlier in the season. He has been down for a little bit. Let's see. He's getting up very slowly. Oh, no. It could be that same shoulder. Nostrand had a bad shoulder early. He may have gotten it knocked off again. It was partially separated. Look at that hit. Krause gets a major penalty for it as we look at Johnny Nostrand come off the field. Nostrand, one of many players that have come into the Major Indoor Lacrosse League from Washington College. One more time. Nostrand comes in with the left hand. Gets nailed. Oh, up to the top of the head. Oh. Now, his shoulder looks like it probably survived that fine, but his neck might not have. Meanwhile, Philadelphia beats Salacasio, and they are pouring it on. 7-goal lead for the runners-up last year to the North American Cup. They are determined this year. Take a look at this one. Ball goes into the cylinder, and Lacasio, with nobody in front of him, gets beat by Gary Gait again. Gary Gait has owned him. Gait came in. He missed the last game of the season. Gary did. As brother Paul got 10 goals in that game, and Gary looks like he wants to add to his offensive numbers. Start thinking a little bit about the matchups of Philadelphia and Buffalo. 13-6 the score with 11 minutes left. If it ends up that way, Philadelphia has the best offensive numbers in the league, the best defensive numbers in the league. Buffalo has the crowd up there, has 2 rings on their fingers in the last 2 years. Paul Gait coming in, watch out, Salacasio! The Gait brothers taking over the game, the floodgates. Sal's about had enough. Here comes Paul in, makes one fake, beats him hip high. They lead by 8, 10 minutes to go in this one, but it's all Gait brothers.
If Burger King had just one customer, we'd have just one way to serve the #1 preferred burger. But since you come in more than one size, so does the flame-broiled Whopper. Like the new Whopper Jr. with more beef than before. Or Double Whopper with more beef than you'd believe. There's a Whopper taste for any size appetite from the everyday value of 99 cents. Whopper meals from $1.99. We don't have to be the world's #1 fast food place. Just yours, and yours, and yours.
Welcome to Burger King. Can I take your order, please?
Well, Dallas Eliuk is being cheered by the crowd. This crowd on their feet for the great goalie, Dallas Eliuk. He is a #1 goalie in this league, first-team All-Pro. He just came out being replaced by Andy Piazza. And this crowd knows full well when the going gets tough, it all stops with Dallas Eliuk. Tony Resch happy with his team's performance, and now Andy Piazza 0-1, but he did a nice job in New York. I'll tell you what, his numbers were okay up there. The offense just went to sleep on him. So Piazza had a great game in New York. His record 0-1, but that doesn't show the experience and quality of goal he has played. This is Gabrielson. Trailing player is Flynn. Flynn being wrapped up by McNichol. This is Cummings trying to find Flynn. Can't chase him down. Shot against Lacrosse. He makes a big save. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer is getting ready to go in. No, he's not. He's got his equipment on. Pfeiffer's the backup goalie for New York. See if Doc uses him before this game's over to give him a reward for a good year behind the great Sal Lacrosse. Cummings working on the far side against Bates. Looking to the back door. Oh, almost gets it through. Defensive push will give it back to the New York Saints. Philly on a 4-0 run in goals, and that's over the last 10 minutes where they took over this game. It was 10-6 at one point. And the Gait brothers said, that's close enough. Oliver Marty from Brown comes in and tries to get open. He's isolated on one side. Double team, takes the shot under Flynn. Another shot. Oh, off the back boards and into the net. Bates, fast break. Here we go. Kisslinger, watch the trailing player. Here comes Martin. They'll try to get a shot. Flynn to Martin. Big save. Christy Lee. Dallas Eliuk has had a heck of a game.
That's right, Leafy joins me on the bench. Dallas, first of all, congratulations on a great game tonight and your All-Pro win. We also would like to ask you a little bit. I noticed you were sitting over here with ice on your neck.
Yeah, I like ice on my neck. It feels good.
Is that from the Boston game, still kind of that reoccurring injury?
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. And I guess we've got an insurmountable lead. At this point, the coaches are giving me a bit of a rest.
Well, okay, let's look ahead to Buffalo.
All right.
What's it going to take from Dallas?
Oh, it's going to take a team effort, I think, to beat Buffalo in their home arena. You know what 16,000 plus does for the home team. It makes quite a difference. So we're going to have to play as hard as we can and keep our heads into the game.
Thank you very much. All-Pro goalie Dallas Eliuk in a great game here tonight, Leaf.
All right, Christine, I'll tell you what that ice is all about. We all know he is needing air conditioning. They weigh about 40 pounds more than normal when they put all that equipment on, and he's looking for an air-conditioned house underneath all that equipment. He gets it with that bag of ice. Andy Piazza makes the big save. Andy Piazza was a first-team All-American his senior year at North Carolina. And there's the air conditioning unit strung on the back of Dallas Eliuk. Nice cool water dripping down the back. These guys all look huge. If you watched our Deuce coverage, you'd think the goalies must be some kind of sumo wrestler family that moved into the town just to play goalie, but they're not. They're all normal-sized, light, strong, physically fit men that wear a lot of pads to protect themselves against 100-mile-an-hour shots like that one. Lacasio outlets to the far side. 7:50 left, an 8-goal lead for the Philadelphia Wings, the home team. Panetta, Oliver Marty now. They're moving the ball quite nicely against Piazza, but they can't beat him. That was a nice screen as well. Piazza blocked it beautifully. Gabrielson bounces it to Piazza. Piazza comes up with good motion and outlets to the far side. This is Kevin Finneran. He's had a great game. One of those unsung heroes. Kevin almost instinctively looks away. Watch the shot in close by Gary. Kevin Finneran almost instinctively looks away no matter where he is, no matter whether it's effective or not when he passes it. So if he's going to pass left, he automatically looks right to try to get the defense off. That shot by Cummings goes wide right. The Saints have scored nary a goal in the last 13 minutes. So the offensive problems continue for the team from New York. Krause picks it back up. They'll try to test Piazza again. That one right in his stomach. Kevin Finneran again showing the great legs. Great speed. Tries to find Maricek. Maricek can't quite pick it up. Krause doesn't even know where it is, but Panetta comes up to pick it up. 6:30 left in the game. This one comfortably in the pocket of the Philadelphia Wings. I could lie to you and tell you there's a chance for New York, but there is none.
Chris Flynn, live.
Chris Flynn comes in, the all-pro face-off man. He's a big favorite here in Philadelphia. Played, as I mentioned, football and lacrosse for Penn. Still works in the Philadelphia area. Mark Millen, rookie, against Volker. Millen all alone, trying to beat Piazza, cannot get it. He got air, went to the near corner and just missed it. Nice move. Like call a push on Martin and give it back to New York. Watch the beautiful move. He'll get air and try to come back to the near corner. He tries to go all the way across and hit the near corner and just missed it high. Piazza reminding him that he got the better of him. A little bit of push and shove. And this game has been very cleanly fought. To use the vernacular of competition. There hasn't been much fighting is the point. They've gone to the box several times. Roy Condon now putting Panetta in the box with 5:48 left. An 8-goal lead for Philadelphia. Now it'll be a power play for the Wings. That's Kevin Finneran.
2 minutes each for Ruffy.
A great collegiate career at Ohio Wesleyan.
Coors Light is the official beer of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League and the Philadelphia Wings. Coors Light is available for your friendly participants and concourse.
Well, it's 4-on-4 right now. We've got a man in the box. I guess Delaware in for Philadelphia, so it's 4-on-4. Each team sending a player to the box. You go right arrow. He'll take a shot against Piazza. He's got rope. Finally, the offense breaks the drought. They get goal number 7. It's 14-7 game with 5.5 minutes left. Nico Red Arrow with the last goal for New York.
A lot of it.
Look at the Gates on the sideline. Gary 6-1, Paul 3-3. That's 9 goals, 4 assists combined. Gary couldn't make the game in Boston. They usually average about 10 goals apiece, so when Gary couldn't make the game, got hung up at the airport, Paul got 10 goals. Picked up the slack for brother. Gary Gait helping as the assistant coach at the University of Maryland women's team, and that team is, if not the best team in the country, they are 1 or 2. They've been number 1 for most of the season. I don't know where they are this week, but they've been unbeatable in women's lacrosse. Gary Gait, a big part of that success. Oliver Marty now with 5 minutes and 13 seconds left. Martin playing tough defense against him. Shot clock down to 8. Kisslinger, defensive specialist in college. You see how he takes a shot way wide. He showed you that he's mostly a defensive player. Tries to goose it back in. It'll be a backcourt violation on New York. Shot on still is Salacasio. I had to check for a moment because after the timeout, I wasn't sure if they put Vinny Pfeiffer in there. They have not. That is Salacasio. I wouldn't be surprised if Doc put Pfeiffer in there. He's had a full season. He deserves a few minutes, and that's going to happen right now, folks. In comes Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer comes into the game. Salacasio comes out. Tony Resch getting his offensive team ready for next week's challenge. They lead 14-7. Under 5 minutes left in this game.
To you, the new Volkswagen Golf may not look more aerodynamic than a Porsche 928. But then, you're not a bug.
Fresca has a distinctive citrus taste that makes it different from other soft drinks. No sugar, no caffeine, and almost no calories. Just a taste that's one of a kind. Fresca, the tasteful alternative.
Any car with airbags will help protect you in a head-on collision. The new Volkswagen Golf has airbags, crumple zones, and side impact beams, so it can help protect you from any angle, including this one.
Don't miss our championship game next week, Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the mothership, ESPN. Major indoor lacrosse, best 2 teams. It'll be the Buffalo Bandits against the Philadelphia Wings, a rematch of last year, and I'm telling you, you'll see it all in that game, including some kind of rabid, crazy crowd. There'll be standing room only in the Alden Buffalo. Last year, Philadelphia couldn't overcome that crowd. This year, they hope to. And the score by quarters shows you the lack of offense for New York. They had a run going in the 3rd, but then it was turned back by Philadelphia at the Gates, and they have been consistent throughout the game, the offense for Philadelphia. Pete Gabe still working hard right there, the red suspenders. He's become a fixture here at the Spectrum for the Wings games. Comes down from Vermont to see his son play in these games. So he deserves a little airtime, don't you think? 14-7 the score in the 4th period, and now it's a power play 4-on-3 for Philadelphia. Maricek gooses it back to Denikin, but Pfeiffer comes over to pick it up. Vinny Pfeiffer coming in for Salacasio for the closing moments of this game. That's Piazza who just misses the hit by Miko. Red arrow, open goal. Miko can find it. No! Glove save. Beautiful save by Piazza. The crowd is on their feet. Piazza hustled out of the net and made a glove barehanded save on Miko Red Arrow's shot. He is a happy guy. There you go, Piazza, the pizza man. And Christy Lee talked about it earlier, but that was the problem with that shot. Miko Red Arrow held it a little too long, and it gave him a chance. Watch Miko come across. If he shoots earlier, he gets a goal. Now, if he shoots, there's nothing to stop. But he waits for him to get back in, a little bit set. A big save for Andy Piazza. It won't have an impact on the outcome of the game, but it sure makes him better prepared if he has to go in against the great team from Buffalo. Roy Condon, Tom Young, they are talking it over. They are two crew chiefs, by the way, that'll make up 2 of the 3 positions that'll be up there in Buffalo for the championship game. Rich Tamburino will be the other one. This is sort of an honorarium for the championship game, the 3 best guys through the scoring system of the referees under the tutelage and instruction of Jack Tucker. All right, Tommy Young getting things squared away. They're putting Oliver Marty into the penalty box. And another extra man situation will come up. The Saints have been pitiful. 0 for 3. The Wings 4 out of 6. Paul Gait will inbound. It'll be a power play, 5 against 3 for Philadelphia, as if they needed any help. 14-7's the score. Backdoor Denikin against Vinny Pfeiffer, who's been in for Sal Licasio for the final moments of this game. Not fair for Vinny Pfeiffer. He goes in there and he faces a 2-man disadvantage on the defensive end. Denikin happy. A backdoor goal, so easy in a power play. Take a look, here he is right in front of you. All the way across, defense can't get there in time. You really got to take away those inside guys and make them shoot from up top. Tough 5-on-3, Denikin wide open. Backdoor, slam dunk. No factor, the goalie in that one. It's all technique of the offense. And Denikin gets an easy goal for him, his 3rd of the night.
Power play goal, his 3rd of the night. Number 3, Paul.
Face-off now controlled by Miller. 99 against 88 Kisslinger. Johnny Nostrin over to Denikin, who comes back in after scoring the last goal. They'll reset that power play. Here comes Paul Gait. Rocket shot. Pfeiffer just watches it take off from the boards. Look at Purdy's speed. Beats Nostrin down, trailing players McCabe. McCabe will shoot, wraps it around the shoulders, and Piazza makes a shoulder save. Purdy now looks for McCabe again. Nobody's open. Bates trying to keep Purdy away from the cylinder, away from the shooting angle. Purdy working from behind, making Piazza look from behind the goal to the front if he can get somebody to feed. They're a man short, don't forget, so New York will not hurry things up. They've got 5 defenders in front of them. Philadelphia will just take their time unless Kisslinger and company forces the issue. Kisslinger lobs back up to Cummings. He'll take a shot in tight. Oh, inside, wide open is McNichol, but he didn't see him. Shot clock expires. It'll be Philadelphia's ball. Christie.
Well, Leaf, George Corrigan, the assistant coach, we're going to ask him a question about Paul and Gary Gait. With the championship game, George, just a week away, why leave Paul and Gary on the field when you have an 8-goal advantage with just 2 minutes left?
I'll tell you, we don't think about that a lot, Christy. I played against him for 10 years. I've never seen him get hurt, ever. So we're trying to get our extra man in sync for Buffalo, and we're going to leave him in and let him continue playing and scoring, hopefully.
There you have it. George Corrigan on the Gates with just a little under about 2 minutes left in the game, keeping him out there.
Well, Christy, there's no question the Gates are durable. Sometimes, though, you get a little too complacent with that. Every year they get a year older, so you are taking a risk. It's just that these guys have done everything asked of them since they went to Syracuse, and injuries have not been any factor in their career. They've really never been out for an injury for any length of time, and that says a lot because these guys get double-teamed, triple-teamed consistently. Sombrano comes in, Andy Piazza with another save, and there's a minute and a half left in the game as Piazza really starts to hone his skills. Gary Gait. He's got Nostrin to his right. Watch the defense come down. Hackham, 2 players can't get him. He switches hands, goes back to his left, misses the pipe. Another shot out front. Vinny Pfeiffer makes another save. Pfeiffer comes way out too far. Now goes back to the goal. Shot clock will get reset 30. Uh-oh, Paul Gait looks for a rope. Well, it's nothing but fun out there for the offense right now. The Spectrum enjoying every moment. Paul Gait, easy goal for him. Take another look. Ball comes in, no defense until that moment. Cummings played defense eventually, but off stick side on Vinny. Pfeiffer's made some great saves when you give him a chance, but the offense is all over the defense of New York. And again, looks like they may control the faceoff. Not So this is picked up by New York. Krause over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe looks for help down low. Nobody there. Panetta looks for O'Keefe. Can't find O'Keefe as he is really being crushed by Gabrielson. Gabrielson keeping him out of the cylinder, keeping away from a high percentage shot. Gordon Purdy beats 3 players. Can he shoot it close? No! Who knocks him down but Scott Gabrielson? And he might get the penalty, but he took away a shot right in the face of Andy Piazza. Piazza says, thanks, buddy. Martin gets the call on the penalty. He'll go over to the box.
Who's that?
Gary will sit down for the rest of the game. There's 29 seconds unless they score a goal. 5-on-4 now. New York hasn't scored in the power play yet. There's one that Piazza brushes aside. Follow up by Kissinger. Doesn't find pipe or rope. And out of bounds, it'll go to Philadelphia. Only 18 seconds left before this crowd savors their last look at a team that could win it all this year. Philadelphia is now reaping all the rewards. The crowd is now looks like they've given up. New York is saying it's all over. 10-goal win for Philly.
Tonight's major indoor lacrosse game on the Deuce has been brought to you by Coors Light. Always a winner no matter the score. Keep on moving with Coors Light. And by STX, the official equipment supplier to the Philadelphia Wings. And by Adidas, the official shoe supplier to the MILL. Adidas, the brand with 3 stripes.
Well, it was a big night for Philadelphia and a big night for Gary Gait. 6 goals, 1 assist. He is our player of the game. He had it all going tonight, and he came out so strong. I think he was on a mission to be the MVP, and he was. Watch him come in here. This is a big goal. And now let's go down to Gary and his brother Paul with Christy.
That's right, Leaf. Joining me, the most valuable player of the game, Gary Gait, and his twin brother Paul. Gary, you had a wonderful game tonight.
Oh, thank you. Just out there working hard, and things went for me today.
Little cut over the eye. You okay?
Yeah, you know, a little gang tackle in there. It's all right. It'll heal by next week.
Your thoughts on the game, Paul?
Well, I think Gary had a great day out there. You know, he was out working late last night, and I think he went out there and played unconscious. Didn't think too much about it and had a great game. Really helped us when we needed the goals.
He was trying to get more than your goals over there in Boston the other week.
Well, I don't know about that, but he was out there working hard.
Okay, now we have to talk about the obvious. The 3rd year in a row, you go into Buffalo. You're going to bring it home for Philly this time?
Well, yeah, you know, we're going to go out there and do our best. You know, I'm not going to guarantee a championship. You know, it's always tough to play in Buffalo, but we're going to go out there and do our best.
All right, well, the lights are going out here. Gary, your final thoughts on the game next week in Buffalo?
We're just going to have to outwork them like we did here a couple weeks ago, and that's what it's going to take, a lot of hustle.
All right, thanks a lot. Paul and Gary Gait, the 2 twin dynamos of the Philadelphia Wings. Leaf, your final thoughts?
All right, Christy Lee. Well, my thought is it's going to be a great game. The 2 best teams in the league, major indoor lacrosse, the championship game next Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be live on the Mothership on ESPN. Don't miss it. Switch over to the mothership to watch that one live at 2:30. Tonight, Philadelphia got it all going. They are looking like they'll be tough to beat. They'll probably be the team to beat as they go into Buffalo to face the Great Bandits. For Christy Lee, I'm Lee Felsmo. 17-7 tonight. Philadelphia moves on to the championship.